Hello again, and welcome to the third episode of A Minute with the Mac. Today we have another guest, Eddie, my brother.
What is up? It is Edward.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, he came home for Thanksgiving break and then pretty much immediately came down here to record.
I didn't immediately come down here.
You literally, what are you talking about?
Okay, I got home and you went, all right, it's time for podcast.
So immediately.
All right, whatever.
Anyways, um, anyways, so today we're going to discuss a lot of things because we couldn't decide on a topic, but our big topic is differences in being raised. Because for those of you who don't know, my brother Eddie is disabled.
Woot woot.
He has a disease called Morquio, which, why don't you tell him about that?
Morquio is should I explain, why I have Morquio or what it does? I don't know.
You just
Okay,
say
so
everything.
Morquio, it's a disability, and it's caused by an enzyme being missing in my body that produces sugars for me to grow, and that causes a lot more problems. So I am 20 years old, almost in a month, and I'm 3.5 feet tall and 70 pounds. That's essentially just what it is. There's a lot more stuff, obviously, but that's essentially the basic stuff.
Yeah. So obviously, we have no other siblings, also, is another thing. It's just me and my brother. So being raised, there's just a lot of different things that both of us has gone through because one of us is disabled and the other one is not.
That we know of.
Excuse me? Anyways, yeah. So let's just get into it, I guess. So our first point here is here, let's get into this. So my brother, how many surgeries have you had?
I've had 22 surgeries.
Okay, 22. Imagine that. I can't imagine it.
A
But
lot of people can. Am
can.
I talking loud enough?
No.
Damn it. Do I have to yell like this? Is this good?
Or just
The mic
hold
is literally on my
microphone.
mouth.
Just Ed, look at this.
Okay.
This is good. See how mine are consistently like this?
How
Yours
does Joe
need-
Rogan do this every day?
Do you want me to take it out of
No,
that
this
thing?
is comfy.
Okay, anyways. So, anyways, he's had, what did you say, 22?
22.
22 surgeries. And for majority of these, all of them are majority.
I'd say, in Delaware,
Yeah.
I'd say 85-90% of them have been in Delaware.
Yeah, so there's a special surgeon, because Morquio is a rare disease. Not many people have it. So, obviously, a lot of people don't know how to treat it as well as others. But there's this one surgeon in Delaware, Dr. McKenzie, but now it's his son, right?
Yeah, so Dr. McKenzie, when I started, he was older. And obviously, he's older. He retired last year, and his son took over
Yeah.
practice.
So now his son operates on Ed and a lot of other kids with Morquio. So in our childhood,
I haven't had a surgery, just by him. So his kid's name is Stuart, and Stuart hasn't, Stuart hasn't, operated on me, by himself yet. It's been, overshadowed. His dad, I don't even know how to explain it. His dad would do it,
and he
but,
would watch.
he would watch. But, he's obviously,
Is that weird to think about for you?
well,
That people just watch you.
when you're in, the operating room, there's, 10 people in there.
Are
working
you
on stuff.
awake when you're in the operating room, or
Yeah.
they put you asleep? They put you so you see all the doctors around you, and then
It's literally the scariest thing in the world. They literally, you're laying on the bed, you see all the shit that's about to, cut you. Or not really, but, all the shit that's around, the monitors, the
Oh my God.
the IVs and shit. And then they're like, all right, here comes the anesthesia. And then they put it on you. It's this mask. It, covers just your mouth and your nose. And then they start counting down from 10. And then usually by, 8, I'm out. And then it's, the weirdest thing in the world.
okay.
Sometimes it's this is the weird thing, this is gonna sound like it sucks, but it doesn't. It's you know how when you wake up when you're sleeping and you're half asleep, you're not really awake, but you can kind of see things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
When you're in anesthesia
All I do, you just wake up and I'm staring at the ceiling. That's really all it is. But you don't
during surgery.
Yeah, but you don't feel anything. It's happened to me a couple times. I think it's cool.
No. That is fucking crazy. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're like laughing about it.
Well, I mean, it's not
Okay,
like
this is
weird.
what I was gonna say. Do you think that um it's got more scary since you're older or less scary? Because I feel like when you're young, you don't really know what's happening, so it's not really as scary. Or was it scarier back then?
That's a good point. Well, there's different like scary. Like obviously when you're younger, you're scared because you have no idea what's going on. There's all these adults like looking at you like you have no idea what's going on. But now like I'm scared because I do know what's going on. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I was thinking.
So I'm still scared, but not. I'm still like I'm confident. I know I'm gonna be fine. It's just
Because
like
you know the
it's more
people.
stressful than it is scary. I'd say.
Yes. Okay, I get that. I get that. So, we'll come back to stuff like that. But for right now, so when he goes to Delaware, sometimes I don't come with because, especially when I was younger, they just didn't want me to come with because it was too much stress. Like one
Did you
kid's
want to
in.
come when you were younger? Like, did you want to go with?
Yeah, I did. But
Are you glad you didn't?
I mean, I don't know. I think I did like once or twice.
'Cause I
And
remember
all I
Grandma and Grandpa
remember is
Basting brought you once, didn't they?
I don't see, I don't remember, so would I even remember if I did come with? But this is what I remember. I came with I just remember one time, but I know I came with more than I mean, I remember the most recent time that I came, but when I was younger, um I came with and I was young, so I didn't really know what was going on. Like I knew I was getting surgery. The only surgery I've ever had is getting my tonsils out.
And she was out
So
for a week.
what?
You were like out for a week, and you're like, "Ah, this hurts so bad."
I know.
I was like, "You're a pussy."
And I mean, that's valid. But I was just like, oh, so he's like getting his tonsils out, whatever. But then my parents are sitting there like in silence. They're not talking to me. Like everything around me is weird. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, excuse me, guys. Like I went through surgery once. Like, like I was just little. I didn't know
Well,
what
yeah,
was
you
going
didn't
on.
know. You didn't know.
Yeah. So that's all I remember. So I do kind of wish I came with because even now, I don't know much about like anything.
Well, I feel like when you were little, like if you would have came, I would not have wanted to go with if I was like in. If the roles were reversed, I would not have wanted to go with, because I just feel like I feel like it's pointless. You're just sitting in a hospital for no like reason. Yeah, it's your brother, but like you're just sitting in a hospital, and what?
See, this is where our opinions differ because I'm at home. You know me with like mom, like she's my best friend, like whatever.
Yeah.
I hate her when she's away for a really long time because whatever. And when I was young, it was even worse. So she would be gone, and then all these people would be like, honestly, I would have been fine if everyone pretended like nothing was happening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
What
was
was
just like
school like when I was getting surgery?
every single teacher, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? How
That would
are
suck.
you? It literally was the worst experience of my life because it freaked me out even more than I already was. Because I was like, I didn't know what was going on. And then all these teachers are asking me stuff. And then I'm like, excuse me? And then there was this one time when you got your full body surgery where like Miss Mendon and Miss whatever, like obviously this was super nice of them and I appreciated it. But when people actually do gestures for me, it makes everything worse.
No, because then you think about it more.
Yes, exactly. Like I was living my life and then they did this thing where they gave me this huge teddy bear or something and there were like starbursts in my desk every day and that made it worse because that forced me to think about it.
Until like recently, I've never had to experience that. And I guess when
What do you
Silas hit
mean
his
by
head,
that?
like Trey,
Oh.
and like, I guess Silas too. Like my best friend Silas almost died. I won't get into how, but like when that happened, everyone knew that he was one of my best friends, and it didn't happen a lot. Where people would be like, "Oh, how are you doing?" Like it was
Yeah.
just like stressful thinking about it, and people would always ask me at school "Oh, do you know anything that's going on?" Because I was his best friend. Besides
Yeah.
like his brother and Jack, and like his family, I knew I thought I knew what was going on. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
have no
you've never
idea.
been on the other side. Well, I've never been on the other side of what you're doing either.
Yeah.
So I honestly, it was just weird for me. I hate being like, if I wouldn't mind being home if I could just be isolated.
Well, yeah. Well, like the last time you came with was, I think, I mean, yeah, you wanted to come with because you wanted to like be with me, but it was also like the hospital was on like COVID protocol. You couldn't even come to the hospital.
Yeah, but guess what? I was in that hotel by myself. I had my room service. I had the little gym to myself. I had the TV. All distractions from what was really going on. When I'm here, there's no distractions because everyone's constantly thinking about it, asking me
You think
stuff.
mom, if you would have been like, Mom, can I just stay home and like not go to school for the day?
She
think
probably would have said yes, honestly.
Would that would have been better? Or would have rather been in the hotel room?
I'd much rather be in a hotel room. I love hotels, side note. Hotels are literally my favorite place on earth. I love
hate
staying in
hotels.
hotels.
I hate hotels. They're nasty.
I guess like thinking at a germ way, disgusting. But like I love how you're just in like this room, other people clean it, you have TV, you have food, like sometimes there's a pool, like I just love them. So
but
yeah, I'd
nothing's-
much rather be in a hotel.
I mean, yeah, but nothing's
Because-
like the comfort of your own room and your own bed. I'm still not talking loud enough.
I just maybe just talk louder. I mean, you're in the microphone.
I'm
maybe
talking
like
like
talk like in this.
Is
Like,
this- Wham, wham, wham. Oh, yeah, that worked.
do you want me to take it out of that thing?
No, because I don't want to hold it. I'll just hold it like this. This is good.
If you like, what I'm talking about right now is, I have these tripods for my microphone, and my brother literally has this tripod just sitting on him because he doesn't want to take it out of the tripod. And
Because
just
then I
hold
can
it.
just have it like this. See, now it's working. Now it's
Yeah.
fine. All right, sweet. I'll just keep it like this. Sorry if you can hear me.
Well, like, yeah, whatever. So anyways, what it was like going to Delaware. Oh, here's one other story I wanted to share. So there was this other time. It might have been the same time you got your full body cast. I don't honestly remember. Also another, whatever, we'll get into that later. They got me like every day. My parents like wrote me a card in advance with like these like earrings in it that had letters, and then they would give it to me. I hated that. Also, I also refused to talk to my parents on the phone when they were in Delaware because I didn't want to hear anything until we got back.
Yeah, but why? I mean, that must have pissed Mom off. I'm
She
sure
did
that-
because they wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you, sorry. And then I would just fucking go in my room.
and it
And that
wasn't like-
also
it wa-
pissed Grandma off too, who was watching me, because she'd be like, why don't you want to talk to them? Like, your mom wants to talk to you, and I just refused.
Well, it's also like we weren't gone for like 2 days. It was like a week, sometimes even longer than that, right?
Their full body one was a while, I feel like.
It definitely was like a week or two we were gone. Because
Definitely.
I remember coming home and I was in that cast for 6 weeks.
Remember that cast?
That cast was terrible.
That was terrible. That whole experience was terrible.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was terrible for me. Imagine the one who's actually in the cast. Okay. Next thing is we have differences in attention we got from parents. This is pivoting to a whole nother thing because this isn't really surgeries anymore. This is just like home life. So obviously, why don't? Well,
Okay.
what?
So I obviously don't just like. There's a lot more that I have like than are just surgeries. I have an infusion once a week. I go to the doctor all the freaking time, and it's annoying. But like I'm also like I can't move around as well, so my parents give me a lot more attention with that. And like I could tell like at a younger age, it would piss you off because you'd be like, "How you love Eddie more than me? What the hell?"
Yes, it
It
was
was-
very hard to understand at a younger age. Also, just to add onto the things like you said, like you can't move very well. It's not like the infusions at the doctor's appointment. It is every second of every day because unless he's on like video games or something, which
Is every
honestly
second
is
every day.
yeah, honestly is majority of the time. But it's like every meal, like you don't want to walk to the kitchen because that hurts to walk to the kitchen.
It also depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Like sometimes, most of the time, I'm fine.
Do you
Like,
remember
right
that
now-
one time you admitted to me that sometimes you just like exaggerated just because you want stuff?
I
Which
never-
honestly, that's fair.
that is so bullshit.
Ed, you literally just held your finger up like, shh, stop saying that
That
out
is
loud.
so bullshit.
He's fucking lying. But I would do the same thing.
You made me sound like such an asshole right there.
No, I didn't. Anyone who's watching this is probably like,
I'm gonna get 1,000 texts from grandparents and aunts and uncles. Eddie, what the hell is wrong with you? Ah.
no one's gonna say that. No one is gonna say that, guaranteed. They're gonna be like, McKenna, you know what? You need to just it's okay if he just said sometimes. You have no idea what he goes through.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So shut the fuck up. But yeah, so that's just what I want to like. It is every second of whatever. And I know this sounds really immature of me. And I feel like it does. Like, I feel like I sound like a jerk when I say this because from looking at it as outsider's point of view, you're going to see me as a jerk but when you're living in it, I feel like it's a little different.
Well, you can't always be like nice about everything. You have to think about yourself at some point.
Exactly.
You can't be like, oh, I don't need mom and dad to give me attention at all when Eddie needs all of it because he's hurting. You want attention, especially if you're a teenage girl.
What can I say? That's true.
An emotional teenage girl.
True.
A very emotional teenage.
Okay. Pause. But yeah, so him just having, that was just something that's hard for us. Like, I would always just get at my parents like, hey, you never give me attention. Like, you literally like Eddie more than me. You literally blah, blah, blah. But in reality, they like me more, obviously. They're just giving.
No, that's true.
It is not.
Well, I feel like now
true.
you don't really care. Like, you live in the basement. You spend all the time, like.
Or I got used to it.
You got used to it, but do you like it now that... Well, I guess I don't live here anymore, so...
You don't live here. Also, I don't get any more attention. Parents are just, like,
You're
doing
also
their
17
own thing.
years... You're also 18.
Yeah, I guess parents don't give... Whatever, I'm a teenager now. It doesn't matter. I'm an adult.
Legally.
Mentally, we don't know.
I'm not even an adult. I'm damn near 20 years old. I'm living in... I signed a lease for a house. Isn't that insane?
Yes.
Your big brother signed a lease for a house. That's wild to think about.
That is actually wild. And I'll be coming over.
Mm-hmm. If I can work from home over the summer, I might just live there full time over the summer.
That'd be nice. Are your friends living there full time?
I know there's like Riley. Riley said he'll probably go there like over the weekends and stuff. Like one of my roommates next year.
So you guys have to pay for it in the summer even though you're not living there?
We don't have to. Like the landlord said you don't have to, but you can. Like the people that live there now are moving out, like obviously when school ends, which is like in the middle of May. And then she said it's available June 1st. So if you want to, we could, and I think we are. Just because then we only live like, 45 minutes away from Whitewater. So like I don't ever have to have people over here. We can just go to my house.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Because I was going to say, I feel like it'd be smart to save money and just live here instead of paying the lease, but I get what you're saying. Plus, it's just like freedom.
It's $1,000 split by 6 people for the summer.
The whole summer?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, nice.
I think it's something like that. I know it's like some amount of money split by 6 people for the entire summer, and it's not like I'm paying my rent for each month. It's cheaper.
Valid. We kind of got into what Max thought when she was going through medical things. I mean, when I was young, I had no idea what was going on, honestly. Everyone was just worried around me, and that made me worried, and I thought something was going to go wrong. But no one explained to me really what was happening.
Was there ever a time that I was like something went wrong during my surgeries?
Not that I know of, because once again, no one fucking told me anything. But also, I didn't want to hear it.
Well,
so.
No one tells me anything either.
Yeah.
So, I think there was one
Maybe
time.
we need mom or dad down here to tell us.
Yeah, I'm sure something has, and mom just won't tell me.
This is a flashbulb memory. After you got your full body cast off, someone was here, like a physical therapist or something, to get you on your walker. That was terrible.
I do not remember that.
Really?
No.
That is literally like one of the worst memories of my life. You were getting up on your walker, absolutely fucking screaming in pain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I remember. This is kind of off same topic, same surgery. I remember once I got my cast off because I was laying flat for 6 weeks. And the only thing I wanted to do when I got that cast off was just sit up. So they cut it off. They used like a saw to cut it off.
Okay, wait 1 second. Just to tell you guys, the full body cast, like, imagine in movies when, like, we're not over exaggerating. Like, his entire body was engulfed in a cast.
No, it was not. It was from my armpits down. A full body cast
Your
in like a
armpits
movie.
Down.
Full body cast in a movie is like your head.
Okay, obviously not. Okay, your armpits down. Sorry, I feel like that's still, whatever. Anyways, keep going.
All right, so they cut the cast off, And I immediately, like literally, as soon as that cast came off of my body, I sat up. The most dizzy I have ever been in my life.
Really?
Because I was laying flat for 6 weeks in a row. I was in the same position for 6 weeks.
I'm surprised. Like, I don't really know anything about biology or anything, but I'm surprised your body like knew how to sit up. Do you know what I mean?
Well, why wouldn't I? That
I
makes
don't know. You haven't done it in so long. Maybe it's like muscle memory. Like maybe it was hard for a little bit and then like you got it. I don't know. Again,
it felt so
I'm
good,
not
though.
a surgeon, so I wouldn't know that.
Have you ever had a cast?
No.
So you don't know what it feels like to like stick a ruler down your cast?
No, I don't.
That's the best. That's
I
like
also
that's a
used
top
to.
3 feeling in the world.
I literally used to wish I would break my arm so I could have a cast for people to sign. But I feel like that's like everyone did that.
Every like, how old are you when you thought that? Were you
Like
in like elementary
sixth
school?
grade, yeah.
Yeah, everyone wanted that. And I was like, no, you don't.
Yeah, you actually been through it. Okay, this is another one. Like, the emotional damage. Me and my brother before this, we were trying to come up with points to talk about.
This is your
And-
point. I don't know what you want to talk about with this.
You literally agreed with me
'Cause I'm
about
s-
how we don't feel like stuff.
Oh yeah, that.
Like, we just don't get sad about stuff. Like, the only thing I get
That's
sad
an
about,
exaggeration.
that is. The only thing I don't get sad about stuff with Eddie. Unless
okay,
it's like,
that's a weird way to put it. Our tolerance for things like, I feel like our tolerance is higher for things to get sad about. We get sad. Don't
I
you know?
wouldn't say that. I'd say I like get sad about weird stuff. Where like it's not what I actually should be sad about. It's stuff that makes zero sense. Like
what?
I'll cry like at Finding Dory. I will not cry when like I say goodbye to you to go like off to surgery or like something like that.
You cry at like the drop of a nail, kind of.
What are you fucking talking about? I cry at movies. I cry at Hallmark movies.
Crying at a movie and not crying when I go to surgery is wild.
Yes, I know. Because something is literally wrong with me. Or I'll cry like sometimes. I can't even fucking tell you what I cry at. Like the weirdest stuff sometimes. The weirdest things. But when something actually happens where I should cry, you won't see like when Bingo
No.
died.
You cried when Bingo died.
Yes, but I didn't even feel anything. I was just crying. I was like, okay, he died. Like, what are we gonna do? But then Mom started crying, so then I started crying.
The only
Like
time I
Mom started
remember,
crying.
like,
That's why I started crying
the
because
most-
I saw her crying.
the most recent time
I
I can
don't
think of
know.
like crying is like Grandma.
Well, yeah,
Well, obviously. Happy birthday, Grandma.
yeah. Happy birthday. We're going to her birthday dinner right after this.
But like, another thing, like when I found out about Trey, didn't really cry that much. I was sad, hurt. Like
That's what happens to me too. Why do I not cry about that?
that's what I thought. I was like, I was like, there's something wrong with me. Why am I not like crying my eyes out? Like my friend Trey, who has the same disorder as me, is like he had one of the neck surgeries. Didn't go
That
to-
you have. Okay, let's expand on this if we're gonna talk about it. I didn't know
Okay.
if you wanted to. So it's called cervical fusion, right?
yes,
Okay, so when you have Morkbiel, there's this operation you've got it twice, right?
3 times.
3 times. It's a cervical fusion, which is where they like expand your back or something.
They fuse your neck together because your spine is messed up.
Okay, so I was way fucking off.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. See how much I don't know about this.
Yeah, good sister, right?
Ed, no one tells me anything. That's another thing. I'm not a bad sister. I have to beg for information.
That's
I'm
not your
not
fault.
trying to. It's,
Our mom does not tell us shit about like
okay, we don't
anything.
want to make our mom sound bad. She's an amazing person.
She's an amazing person, but she doesn't tell us anything.
I know. I think.
Remember when she
thinks
had a
we're, like,
stroke and didn't tell us?
Yeah, our mom literally had a hole in her heart, had surgery, came back. That's when she decided to tell us something was
She had
wrong.
a stroke. She like had a stroke in her bathroom in our house
In her living room. It was in the living room.
in the living room. In the
Yes.
living room, Dad drove her to the hospital. Our grandma came and it was like in like high school, middle school, whatever. Put us on the bus. And was like, what Grandma told us was like, oh, they just had to go to work early. And we're like, oh, okay. We come home. She's still not home, and we're like, where the fuck is Mom? And like whenever she came back, she's like, oh yeah, I had a stroke. And we're like, what the fuck? And then she's like, well, I just didn't want to scare you. I'm
She
like,
also once had skin cancer and didn't tell us either.
we were literally like how did we even find out? We were making fun of someone for being sunburnt, or like, because
Well,
she was.
I found out because I saw a scar on her back. And I'm like, oh, what's that from? And she's like, oh, yeah, I had skin cancer. When? Oh, just like a couple months ago.
Grandma even tells me, she's
Excuse
like,
me?
your mother doesn't tell me jack shit.
I think that's just her though, Grandma. And you know what? That's valid, I guess.
And she gets it's. I love my mom. My mom, one of my is my best friend.
She's both of our best
and
friends.
I tell her everything, but she gets mad when I don't tell her shit, and then she like doesn't tell me anything, and it's like, dude, come on.
I know, but
And it's all out of like the goodness of her heart.
it is. That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's just her. Like, she doesn't want to burden us with her problems because she doesn't want us to feel like it's like our problem. You know what I mean? When
Well, with
really,
those
it
two
doesn't
examples, like the skin cancer and the stroke, it was so she didn't want us to worry about her.
matter. Yeah, exactly.
But it's like I wanted to worry about you. You're my fuck. What if she would have like died during the stroke? Like God forbid she would have passed away
I
during
know.
the stroke.
Then none of us would have known.
You know
That
how
would be
pissed
terrible.
off we would have been pissed for like the rest of her life.
I would have been actually kind of mad.
Kind of.
Kind of. She died. I can't be mad at her. She hypothetically died. Okay, we're done with this. I hate this. Why are we talking about this?
Mom, tell me stuff. Damn it.
Oh, hey, Dad.
What's up, Dad? What are you doing? Podcast.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Whatever.
Do you want to say something?
Wait, what? We had a question for both of them. Remember? You said I wish we had Mom and Dad down here
That was when we. Oh, did anything ever go wrong during Ed's surgeries?
during like one of my surgeries. Did anything ever like go wrong? We're like.
They had
kinda,
to
like,
come out and they were like, "This happened, but we're getting a whatever on it or something."
Yeah, they came out one time and said you were paralyzed on the left side of your body.
What? Say it again. In the mic.
They came out.
You have to talk into it.
They came out one time and told Jenny and myself that he was paralyzed on one side of his body.
Okay, if you didn't hear that, I think you did. He said they came out once and said that Ed was paralyzed on the left side of his body,
I never knew that.
and neither did I.
You were 2.5, 3 years old at the time.
He was 2.5.
McKenna, you were, I don't know, 1.
I was 1. Okay, that explains
My
that.
first
I
neck
guess.
surgery. Obviously.
Yeah.
First neck surgery.
Wow.
All right, bye.
Bye, Pa.
Glad we got your insight. Well, there
Special
we
guest,
go.
Brad Kiminoff.
Brad coming up.
Brad.
One day we'll have a pod with him. We'll see when that is, though. Anyways, so yeah, we're just kind of, but I think that's expected. Like, there's no way your emotions aren't going to be kind of effed up when you have this going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's baggage. I don't know. Like, Mom was like, "You definitely have trauma from this." I'm like, I don't think I do, but I don't know.
No, we both do.
Because
You
I don't know any
obviously
different.
more than me, but
I don't know any different. Like that's,
yeah, exactly. Like, we wouldn't know what we would be like without this.
Like,
So
and
how am I supposed to know if I have trauma?
There was something like with my friends, like driving. We were driving a golf cart. I was driving a golf cart and I was using my feet, and I did something weird with my feet. Like I was using both feet to drive the thing.
Yeah.
And my friends were yelling at me, and they're like, "You what? You use both feet to drive with your car?" I'm like, "I don't use any feet to drive with my car, jackass." I'm like, "I don't know how to drive with my feet." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I never really thought about that. Like it's weird. Like I don't drive with my feet; I drive with my hands. You know what
That's
I mean?"
funny, actually. I didn't think about that either. That's actually really funny.
It might not have been. It might have been something else. I don't know what I was driving. It was something.
Have you ever had a dream? This is off topic. Have you ever had a dream of yourself if you didn't have morph wheel? Like, have you ever like picture yourself without
Like once
it?
a week.
Really? Like a
Yes.
dream where you don't have it?
Yes, like once a week.
Okay, that's probably traumatic.
Yeah, very fucking traumatic.
What the hell, Ed? You gotta start fucking telling me something. Like, I'm so done. Oh my god. I'm done with you.
Well, if you were like disabled, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Like,
I guess. Ed, I don't know what I would do.
well, yeah.
That's the
but,
other
like,
thing,
It's
like-
not like. It's not traumatic. It's just like, okay. I mean, I don't know what I'd be like if I was, quote unquote. Well, not quote unquote. If I wasn't disabled, I don't know what I'd be
quote,
like.
Unquote, wasn't disabled.
Like, oh, I was gonna say normal. Like, quote unquote. Was.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know, dude. This is like also another thing. This is like making me uncomfortable. Does this make you uncomfortable at all?
Why?
'Cause we never talk about this stuff.
It's a good way to talk about it.
I
Now
guess
now we know
we're
more
getting
about
it
each
all
other.
out there.
Let's
I
record
guess.
it and share it with the entire family about
Yeah.
our trauma.
Yeah, and let's just put it out there on the internet that anyone
This
can
is
hear
this is the episode that's gonna like make you break out. This is gonna
Break
have, like,
out acne.
no, this is gonna be.
Break out doesn't make
You're
sense.
gonna. What's the word, McKenna? Yeah,
I
what's the
don't
word?
know.
Your big break?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Good
You're the
job.
next what? Who's like a girl podcaster? Like, what's that? Emma
Why don't
Chamberlain?
we just say I'm Cody Cope
You're.
and you're Noel?
I will gladly be Noel.
I will say you're probably more funny, and I will say on the TMG podcast, Noel is more funny than Cody Cope. Also, do you listen to that? No, right?
I don't really. The only podcast I listen to is like the Pat McAfee show. It's like a sports one.
Oh my god.
Well, like I don't listen to podcasts.
Well, maybe you should start.
I don't have time for that. They're an hour long. I listen
How
to
many
this.
hours do
I
you play
listen-
video games a day?
That is so. I'm playing video games with my friends. I'm not just playing by myself.
Okay.
It's not like it's like if you went shopping with all your friends, or some shit like that.
What the fuck? Like, you know nothing about me. It's like if you went shopping.
McKenna, you
Okay,
don't
we're
tell
not
me
getting
shit
into this.
anyway.
Okay, we're not getting in a fight right now. Siblings. This was bound to happen.
It happened all like when we were younger. We used to get in fights all the fucking time.
We're like just now starting to be friends.
Yes.
Just now.
The amount of times that we would tell each other that we hate each other when we were like younger was insane. Let's talk about trauma. Let's see what did you do to me that one time?
Ed, please don't bring this up. This is another thing that people are gonna literally hate me. Like, we
There's no
cannot
way.
put this on the internet. Ed, no,
This
no, stop. We are not talking about that.
hey, if
Ed,
this is hilarious. Looking back at it, now I have to talk about it. We can't not talk
Okay,
about
the
it.
thing is, okay, before you say something, I just want to say, like, I've heard of things where like siblings chase each other with like knives or
Oh
like
yeah,
do
I've heard
stuff bad,
stories this
whatever.
weekend.
It's just sibling stuff, but it makes me sound bad because he is disabled. Now, with a disabled brother, you still get frustrated like you would with a normal brother,
okay.
but there's nothing I can do because he's disabled, but he could punch me, he could slap me, whatever.
Because it
I
hurts.
can't do anything
Okay, if
to
I
him.
punched you, does it hurt? Absolutely not.
Maybe.
I'm punching you in your thigh. There's no way it hurts.
Okay, but it's still an action and I want to get you back for it.
There is. You've hit me before. You do not hit me before because I'm disabled. There is no way.
I haven't hit you hard.
Bullshit.
Ed, I have not. You would die probably because I'm like really strong.
Yeah. Okay, McKenna. You sound like Brad right now.
I'm like jacked.
Okay, so when we were younger, we obviously have a basement.
Oh
And
my
there's, like,
God, I can't with
There's
this.
a big area like where the stairs are. It's not like enclosed. She took me out of my room. I forgot. I don't even know what I did. I definitely did something to piss her off. And then she was holding me over like the ledge, telling me, "If you don't apologize right now, I'm gonna drop you." And it was terrifying at the time. Now it's hilarious because it makes her seem like an asshole.
I'm
Like this
literally gonna
weekend,
push
I was
you.
at my friend's apartment and we were talking about siblings. And
Did
you
you
know,
bring this up?
no, because I didn't bring it up first. She was like, yeah, me and my sister hate each other. Like, there was times like when we were younger, like we'd chase each other with there's one time she chased me around the house with a knife, like shit like that.
I hope this is normal because I swear I'm not a
And then
bad
she's
person.
like, no, and Ben, my friend Ben, who you know,
oh yeah,
was
Ben,
like, yeah,
chill.
up until, because him and his sister are like 4 years apart. Like when he was going into high school, she was going into college. So like Abby and like Will and Charlie, like
Yeah, okay.
age gap. So like she was like, we hated each other. He's like, until I got into high school, I was blocked on Snapchat, Instagram, every single social media. Even like he's like, the only thing I could text her on was like her number, and that was because my parents made her not block me. And she was like, oh, okay. And he's like,
That's
now we're
funny.
like now we're boys, like we're best friends. And she's like, and this girl's like, oh, well, my sister still fucking hates me. She still like cusses me out and calls me like names and shit. And I'm like, oh, well, how old is she? She's like, well, she's like 14. I'm like, well, that's why.
Yeah, when there's a big age gap, it's
It's also
be
like
hard
when
to be
you're
friends.
14, 15 years old, you hate everyone.
True. But please don't judge me for that. It happens.
No one's judging you, McKenna. I guarantee you, people will listen to this and laugh at that because I'm not pissed off about it.
I hope they laugh.
looking back on it, it is honestly the funniest story ever.
Oh my god.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell that story tonight at the fucking table at Aunt Kristen's house. And be like, just forewarning, when you listen to Ken's podcast, this is a story that she was scared that she was gonna be judged about. Then
Do you
just
remember
get
that? This is a side note. There was this one time I got a speeding ticket, and I literally asked my dad not to tell anyone at a family gathering, and he told everyone.
He
and I
did the
started
same
crying.
shit to me. Same shit.
I know, but like it's so weird. I literally started crying. Like everyone gets speeding tickets. Why was I so weird
He got
about
so many like not like he wasn't like a felon, but like he had tickets.
it?
There was this one time I got a speeding ticket, and me and Dad were going up north, and he was pissed. It was a big speeding ticket. It was like I was going like 27 over. I was
Yeah.
flying down 83, and so I was like, we were going up north, and it was just gonna be. This is one of my greatest memories of Grandma because it was just awesome. And she's like, and I was like, Dad, please don't tell Grandma, Grandpa, because I was like, they're gonna judge the shit out of me, and I'm just gonna like, it's gonna ruin the whole like weekend. So he's like, okay, I won't tell him. We walk into the fucking door, and he goes, well, guess we got a speeding ticket. And then I was like, I didn't start crying, but I just looked at him and was like, really? And so then they, of course, gave me the, like, oh, that's a bad idea. Like, don't do that. Like, that parents and grandparents do. And then Grandma was like, don't worry about it too much. When I was your age, I was driving up here from Chicago, and I got pulled over going 110 on the freeway, or like 100 on the freeway. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, it was, I don't even know if it was 100, because there's no way cars could go 100 miles an hour back then.
I don't know anything about history.
And she's like, it was a big. She was like speeding like max speed on whatever car she had. And she's like, your
fucking
great grandpa
hilarious.
Eddie. She's like, my dad came and like had to get me from Green Bay at like 2 a.m. because I couldn't drive because it was like my third speeding ticket. And I was like, damn, Grandma.
Damn.
And Grandpa was like, why are you telling him this? Now he's gonna get more speeding tickets.
But Grandma was chill. She was a chill. All right, moving on from our tangent. Our tangent? That's what it's called, right?
I don't know. You're the words person, I guess.
Shut the hell up. All right. Oh, yeah, this is another thing. So, this is going to sound really insensitive, but I think it just comes along with, like, having a disabled brother and going through it as a disabled person. This is what made me bring this up. I was at this, like, leadership convention thing with, the student government, because I'm in student government at my school or whatever. And the presenter had tics, you know, which is obviously very hard to deal with.
Mhm.
But he was just like talking about it, saying how hard it was, whatever. But I don't know what is wrong with me. I could not find any like empathy for him because I was like, how many surgeries have you had? Have you done this every week? Have you done this? Have you had to do this? Do you have trouble walking every day? Can you not drive a car that's normal? Can you not do this? I was getting in the crowd. I was literally getting pissed off every time he would speak because I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
He wasn't giving a speech about how he has a tic and it makes his life worse.
He was
just
saying
talking.
no, he was saying how hard it is to live with tics, and he was also a magician.
You were so mean.
I know. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why can't I just be like, you know what? That's really got to be hard for you. Like, I don't have anything wrong with me. Why am I judging him? Also, we don't know what it's like to live with tics. That's got to be hard because it's every second of your
I think
life.
it'd
You're
be
like,
hilarious.
I've
Imagine if
also
you-
seen this girl on Instagram who her tic is like saying really inappropriate things. Have you seen
Yep.
that girl?
mhm.
That is hilarious,
Just
dude.
imagine like you're in you're at
A
like
job
church.
interview or something.
You're like at church
Church.
and you're just like tits and like that was her tick, like right? She said something like that.
Yeah, she just says weird stuff.
It was so funny.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing that's wrong with me, where I just can't have like empathy for anyone who
Mhm.
doesn't have it worse than you. Because then I think about Ed is also like, I'm gonna give him credit here, which I don't do a lot. You're also very good at dealing with all this stuff. Like, yeah, he complains, whatever, but not that much, and he's usually pretty tough about it. Like, imagine some people have to give blood at the blood drive and like they have to have a needle in them, whatever, and they like freak out. Imagine being forced, like you either die or you get a needle injected to you every week.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. What? Yeah, because you're a port, you're saying?
Yeah, I have a port.
Yeah, but you used to have it in the arm, right?
Yeah, that hurt.
Exactly, but you had to do it, right?
All right, good point.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you, McKenna. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. But that's just what I think about all the time. That's another thing how it affected me. Like, I don't look at anything the same. I basically think everyone's being a pussy all the time. Because
I'm the opposite. Like, I don't know any different than what I've gone through, so I don't think that my life is hard. That's my perspective.
that's crazy.
That's what I think. Like, I don't think my life... Like, Grandma would do it all the fucking time, where she'd be... Because she had cancer for so long, and she'd be like, oh, I can't complain because you've had it so hard. I'm like, Grandma, you have cancer. It's a lot worse than what I have. And she'd be like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. And I still don't know, like, what's harder. And
I don't know
won't
either.
No one knows except Grandma.
No one
And
knows
Grandma
except
doesn't even know.
someone who's... No one knows. There's no
Except
possible
God.
way to know.
God's the only one who knows.
God. I guess God. But that's it.
Well, Grandma knows now.
Well, she doesn't know how Morquio is.
Well, she's in
She's
heaven.
not living in your brain.
Well, God probably told her. She probably went up there and was like, so whose life was harder, mine or Eddie's? And he was like, Eddie. Damn it!
Well, she wouldn't say damn it. She'd be like, I knew it.
Yeah. Or she'd say, your life. And she'd be like, damn it.
Oh, like cancer is harder. Oh, okay. I bet. Everything sounds terrible.
And there's also, like, my perspective is everyone's pain is different. There's no, like,
I know. That's
there's
where
no,
I'm like,
like-
I can't be weird about
there's
it.
no disability that's, like,
Worse
this
than
is
the other.
harder than this. This is, like, my disability is worse than yours. Because everyone has something wrong
Yeah,
with them.
exactly. And that's where, guys,
That's where you
I
sound
do
like an
think
asshole.
that I do, and I'll admit that I do. I'm really trying to work on being like more empathetic towards people and stuff.
You've been saying that for years.
I have been, and guess what? Maybe I'm stuck like this, and maybe I'm effed up forever. But I am trying to work on it because I do understand that. Like, and the thing that made me understand is like mental health, kind of. You know, when like people go through the same experiences, but then people like have it different. You know, after like they interpret it different because of like mental health issues or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you can't judge that person for having it harder because they have a mental health problem. I know you guys went through the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I get, like, every disability has its things that are worse than the others. But I'm just
Well,
saying, again, I'm defending myself. I'm saying some people maybe have a hard time walking. Okay, you have that, but you also have a million other things. So how is
Well,
that
it's
going to be
also, like-
worse than your thing?
It's also, like,
You sound really nice right now, and I kind of sound mean. But I'm
which
just
is
gonna
usually,
deal
it's
with it.
usually flipped.
Yeah.
When it's not, when we're, see, this is where, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm not an asshole when I'm in front of people, but behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, you guys wouldn't even know. Anyways, what?
Like, I don't know if this relates to what you were saying or not, but, like, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit. I'm pretty good to, like, talk to about, like, issues. Like, all my friends talk to me about, like, what they're going through.
Maybe you should be a therapist.
It's too much school. Anyway,
Okay.
they're like, oh, like, I shouldn't be complaining. I've had people be like, I shouldn't be complaining to you about this because you got this, and this going on. I'm like, no, like, everyone has their own, like, stuff going on that's hard. Everyone has stuff that's hard to deal with. It doesn't matter how hard it is because it's different levels in your brain. You know what I mean? Like, you could be going through something, and I could be going through something, like, the exact same thing, but it could be harder for you because you've never gone through it. But it's still hard for you, so someone has to help
Yeah.
you. You shouldn't just not talk about it because I have more stuff going on.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying
that's
to
a
say.
good point. Like, I think it's always good to talk about your problems.
And it's good to complain about your problems. Like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm in pain, but Eddie's has it worse. Okay, so what?
Yeah, that's a good point. Wow, Ed. That's really mature of you.
I am mature. You just don't see it.
I don't. I've never seen this side of Ed before. Those words just came out of his mouth, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm mature. I just don't show it. Maturity's for pussies.
Oh, my God, please.
And I'm back.
Whatever, dude. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Nothing?
Is there anything
No
else you want to talk
stories?
about?
Why don't we just say what we're doing after this?
Grandma's birthday. First one I
That
thought of.
and I was going to say the other thing.
Oh, we're going to Illinois. See the Frentonaws and Halversons.
Who are the Frentonaws?
Friends are basically brothers and sisters from up north.
So, yeah, basically
Die
another
homies.
side note. What?
The homies.
The homies.
We need to do like a giant podcast with them.
I was considering bringing this, but I don't like that would ruin the vibe.
Why
But-
would it ruin the vibe? That'd be so much fun.
I was thinking about
I
like
guarantee we go down there and they're like, you should have brought it.
I don't know. I don't want to like be like, hey guys, can you do this? And everyone's like, oh,
Well, you can bring it up and then we can just bring it up north. Or a different when we hang out over winter break.
whatever. Anyways, basically, there's the Kimonos, the Farrells, and the Grittons, and then the Halversons are also coming, but they're the Grittons' friends. We have a
The Halversons don't have a place up north with us. They just come all the time.
yeah. Well,
They stay
yeah.
with the Grittons.
And so Frintonaws is Farrell, Grinton, Kimono combined, which we came up with when we were really little, and it's stuck all the way till now. And we have shirts with that on it.
We need to get new shirts.
Those shirts, yeah, we do.
Mine doesn't even fit me, and I haven't grown. I'm just fat.
You're growing like width, not height,
Yeah.
which is valid. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to hang out with them after this, after their grandma thing, her birthday. And yeah, that's
Little
pretty much
friend on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Little friend thing. No.
What's the word? You can say it.
I
Try
was
again.
trying to
Try it again. Do it.
friend thing giving.
Good job, McKenna.
Thank you. I tried my best. I just want to end this with saying that please don't think I'm a jerk. You know what? Whatever. If you think I'm a jerk, you think I'm a jerk,
Who
right?
gives a fuck what people think about you? I know you're not a jerk.
And my friends know I'm not a jerk.
No, they might.
They actually might think I am, honestly.
When's Kellen gonna come on a podcast?
I don't know. He literally like is weird about it. So if Kellen, if you're listening, stop being a puss and let's do this, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
Yeah, let's go play Fortnite.
Fortnite. I ain't playing no Fortnite.